Good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon, Mandrina. How are you doing?
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon. Good
Ma'am, which
afternoon.
chapter you are doing?
You will tell me where did we stop?
Ma'am, I didn't join the class for
Tuesday you were not there. I know.
ma'am,
I think
31st.
Natik was there. Natik will tell. Natik, what did we do?
Ma'am, in the last class did the whole chapter, and we have to start a new chapter in history or in geography.
Okay. So we are done with geography.
Ma'am, we have done the Gandhi chapter.
Everything we have done. That Gandhian era we have done, beta.
Ma'am, the last chapter of history and the last chapter of geography is left.
Okay. Last chapter of history is left. Fine. So what do you want? Last chapter of history or geography you want?
Ma'am, geography. Ma'am, geography.
Geography?
Geography.
Okay, fine. 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 So I hope you all have the books with you.
Yes, ma'am.
Fine. That's really very good. Shali, let us start with the last chapter of geography. Natik, what is the name of the chapter, beta?
Human resource.
Ma'am, natural resource.
Ma'am, human resource.
Human resources. Very good. Can you all see the board which is there?
Yes, ma'am.
You all can see?
Ma'am, behind you.
Yes, behind me here.
Yes, ma'am.
Fine. Okay, human resources. Right? You all can see what is written?
Yes, ma'am.
Fine. See, when we, I hope I am audible to you all.
Yes, ma'am.
We all know that for any country, the human beings, the people of that country, they are the biggest asset, right? Right?
Yes, ma'am.
People are always considered as resources. Now, can you tell me why people are always considered as resources in a country? Yes,
Ma'am, because they
yes, Natik?
Ma'am, because they use resources like water.
Because only natural resources can be brought to use by humans only. That's why they are
Yes.
most important.
Okay, Dhruv, come again. Come again. What did you say? Please repeat it. Repeat it, beta.
Humans are most important as them. Every natural resource can be brought to use by humans only. That's why.
Yes. See, we consider human as important resources because it was humans only who made the natural products which were available on the surface of earth to be used as resources, right? Right, class? right?
Yes, ma'am.
Hanji. Now, why they are considered as important, these human resources or the people that we have in a country, they are considered as, important. Now, why are they considered very important for a country's econ for a country? Yes, beta. Why are they considered important for a country?
Sir, ma'am, to live a better life or to survive.
Because beta, all the economic activities that take place in a country, that revolves around these people only. If you see all the economic activities, be it agriculture, be it manufacturing industries, everything involves human beings, right? Along with the technology, machines. Right, class?
Yes, ma'am.
Right. Manrina, are you there?
Yes, ma'am.
Sleeping?
Ma'am, not sleeping but feeling sleepy.
You must be in your bed, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So of course you will feel sleepy when you are in the bed. Chalo, koi nahi. But at least respond to the questions that are asked, right? Don't open your camera,
Okay,
but
ma'am.
be little attentive, okay? Now, all the economic activities that take place in a country, they revolve around the people only, because it is the people who make the economic activities happen, right? Because the people of a country, they are considered as creators, right? They are considered as creators, producers, and what else can we say? What else can we say?
Ma'am, consumers.
Consumers. Very good.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes, beta.
Ma'am, in geography, we have left chapter 9, industries, comparative studies.
That we will not do.
Okay.
If we are left with some time, then we will do it. Otherwise, abhi for the timing, we are leaving that chapter and we'll do this human resources first. Okay. Right?
Okay, ma'am.
Now see, the people of any country, they are considered as the driving force of the people, those who are there, they are considered as the driving force of a country. Now, can you imagine now why I am telling you all these things? Because this chapter in itself is a very important chapter, because this chapter deals with the human resources, and it also tells you that how the existence of humans have made world a better place to live, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, how can we say that human beings only have made the world a better place to live? Manrina?
Ma'am, may I tell?
Wait a second, Manrina. Manrina, Netik,
Yes, ma'am.
how can we say that we as humans, we have made world a better place to live?
Ma'am, ma'am, please repeat your voices.
Ma'am, may I?
Yes, Tanishka.
Ma'am, we made Earth as a better place to live. Like we grow seeds and the seeds give us food. But if like we can, like some people also say that trees also grow their own seeds and grow their own plants and fruits. But we say that them as jungly, so we cannot eat them.
Right. Very good. But we say that that world has become a better place because of the human resource only, because human beings, they have expertise in the technology, They have done several inventions which has made human life easy, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So that is why we say that human resource is the ultimate resource of a country. Without human beings, nothing was possible. Resources, beta coal hota hai, coal? The piece
Yes,
of
ma'am.
stone that we call as coal, it would have been a piece of stone only. Until we, as human beings, we made people, make use of that stone as coal. Then whatever we have invented, whatever we have discovered over years and years and ages, all those things have helped us to live a better life, right? So that is why when we talk of the human resource, we say that it is an ultimate resource of a country, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am.
Fine. Now, when we, like in your book, we will be reading about several topics like uh, factors affecting See, in this chapter, we will be reading about factors affecting distribution of fine factors affecting distribution of population. Under this, we will be reading the physical factors, see factors affecting distribution of in this. I hope the board is clear to you people.
Yes, ma'am.
In this, we will be reading about the physical factors
Yes, ma'am.
as the physical as well as the
Economic factor.
economic factors. Economic and the social factors. Now, when we talk of the physical factors, we consider topography, right? What is topography, you know?
Ma'am, the mineral.
Huh? You know what is topography?
And the level of, and the kind of land.
Yes, the various landforms that we have on the surface of the earth, that comes under the topography, right? Then we will be reading about the climatic conditions, natural vegetation. Climatic conditions, natural vegetation, right? Then we'll be reading about the availability of water and the soil types, right? Now, why these factors are responsible? Can any one of you tell how the topography affects the vegetation type? Class?
Ma'am, these affect, ma'am, as ma'am, if in the plain, ma'am, there is a good crop, so people would like to live in plain rather than mountains.
Fine, fine. Okay. Then when we talk about the economic and the social factors, in that we talk about the mineral resources,
So your voice is coming
industries,
low.
mineral resources, this mineral resources, then availability of transport, then the availability of industries, fine, mineral resources, transport facilities, then the industries that we have, urbanization, and the government policies, right? Right, class? I hope the board is clear to you people.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so these two factors are very important in deciding the concentration of people at one place. See, we all know that people, we as human beings, we don't want to live in harsh conditions, right? We want a very smooth life, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Right? So to ensure a smooth life, what we will do, we generally prefer living in those areas where almost all the facilities are available to us, where we don't have to struggle for everyday life, right? Right? So when we talk of the topography, uh, in topography, those places which are difficult to assess, there the concentration of population is comparatively very low in comparison to the places which are plain and easily transportation is possible, construction is easy, movement is easy, right? So such places, the population concentration or the human resources availability is more, right? If you see the Ganga plain that we have, the northern plain that we have in our country, the northern part of the country, northern plains, the region where the Ganga Brahmaputra basin or the delta is formed. These areas, these places, human population concentration is very high, right? Right, class?
Yes, ma'am.
Right? Now, then those places where the climatic conditions are favorable, neither very hot nor very cold, there also people prefer to live, right? More and more people, they live in those places where the living or the survival conditions are quite compatible to their living, right? We don't want to live in the hills or the high altitude areas, because we know throughout the year that they will be covered with snow, the place will be covered with snow, and we will not be having easy resources availability, right? Fine. Right?
Yes, ma'am.
Like the
Yes,
desert
ma'am.
regions, that we have, or the hot and the cold desert regions that we have, people generally don't prefer living over there, right? Right?
Yes, ma'am.
Then, the places where dense forests are there, people generally do not live over there because they know they may be attacked by the wild animals. So the places where less of natural vegetation cover is there, generally people concentrate over there, right? Then if you see the fertile lands of the world, be it Hawango, China, be it the Nile River, be it Indo-Ganga Brahmaputra basin, all these places, because the soil are very fertile over here, that is why the concentration of population is more in these areas in comparison to any other areas of the world. Right? आप देखो जो cold deserts है वहां पे भी concentration ज्यादा नहीं है population का, ठीक है? जो hot deserts है वहां पे भी नहीं है, right? Then those places जहां पे soil की fertility बहुत low है, वहां पे भी बहुत ज्यादा कंसंट्रेशन नहीं है, बट जो आपका गंगा ब्रह्मपुत्र बेसिन है, स्पेशली यूपी, बिहार, वेस्ट बंगाल, है ना, ये जो एरियाज हैं, असम, ये जो regions है, because they fall in the physiographic division of the northern plains, that is why these areas are densely populated. The population concentration is very high in these areas, right?
Ma'am.
Yes.
And
ma'am.
if you remember, most of the civilizations, they developed near the water.
Yes, ma'am. Like Nile and
Yes, very true. Then availability of water also ensures the concentration of population. Those places where the water availability is nil or zero, then of course the population concentration will be very less, right?
it's coming low.
So the river valley area, the valleys which are there, the river valleys especially which are there, the concentration of population is more over in these places. I hope I am clear to all of you.
Ma'am, your voice is coming low.
How is it possible?
Ma'am, when you come near the
Now
laptop,
it is.
ma'am,
Now it is okay.
yes, ma'am.
Actually, somebody had put down the volume. So now it is okay, no? Okay. Can we read up till here? Class, how can we make, like the people which we are talking about, people can be both asset to a country and they can be burden also to the country. If the people of a nation are well educated, healthy, then they become the asset of the country. And if they are not educated, if they are not healthy, they become burden on the nation. The country has to spend unnecessary on the health and the availability of resources for these people, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So can we have Dhruv reading page 209, human as resource?
Yes, ma'am. Human as resource. Human beings engaged in useful activities are called human resources. They are most important of all resources. All materials available in our natural environment became resources only when humans put them use to use and attach some value to them. Human resources include the population as well as the physical and mental abilities of people like health, education, and skill. Every human being is a potential resource. In order to utilize these abilities to the fullest, they should be provided with balanced and nutritious diet, health facilities, basic education, training, and harness various skills. Suitable technology to increase production and educate employment opportunities. Fact- More
Yes.
factors affecting the distribution of population. Total world population is estimated at 7.4 billion. This population, however, is not evenly distributed over the world. Some places have large concentration of people, while some are sparsely populated. The distribution of population over the world is influenced by various factors. They can be grouped as physical factors and economic factors. Physical factors. The physical factors include topography, climatic conditions, natural vegetation, soil, and availability of water.
Okay. Can we have Shashank Gangwar reading? Shashank? Shashank Gangwar, are you there? Chaliye, Tanishka, are you there?
Yes, ma'am.
Can we have you reading?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, from factors affecting distribution of population.
Page number 210, first line.
Okay, ma'am. Topography. Topography: the flat level lands of plains and favorable for the construction of roads, railway, canals, and buildings. Thus, they are best suited for agricultural industries and other economic activities. Therefore, most people prefer to live on plains. On the other hand, plateaus have comparatively less population because of their rough terrain and the rust relief and inaccessibility of the mountains make them sparsely populated. Climatic conditions: people always prefer to live in regions for moderate climate and adequate rainfall. Extreme climate conditions are not favorable for human habitation. This explains why the polar region which are too cold and the desert which are too hot are dry support a very little population. Natural vegetation: dense forests like those of the Amazon and Congo basin are increasing are
Inaccessible.
inaccessible and therefore are largely
Inhabited.
uninhabited.
Uninhabited.
Uninhabited. Soils: regions where the fertile soils are best suited for agriculture and therefore the river valley have always been densely populated. Good examples are the fertile valleys of the Ganga and Brahmaputra river in India, the Havang Ho and young Tessie
Yangtze
Kiang River
rivers
China and
the Nile River.
in China and the Nile River in Egypt. Availability of water. Water
Availability of water.
Availability of water. Water is an essential for the survival of plants, animals, and humans. Most settlements thus grow up near sources of fresh water like rivers and lakes. Therefore, for the
Region.
Great Lakes region in the south in the USA and river valley like those of the Ganga and the Mekong
The Mekong
and
and the Rhine and the
and
Rhine.
the Rhine are densely populated. Economic and social factors. The economic and social factors include the mineral resources, industries, transport facilities, urbanization, and government policies. Mineral resources. The availability of rich mineral resources attracts people to settle there. The gold mines of Kalgoorlie, what we say this?
Kalgoorlie and the Coolgardie in Western Australia.
And the oil fields of the Middle East are a good example of a concentration of human settlement even in dry desert areas. Industries. Development of industries in a region provides employment opportunities and hence attracts people even from a distance land to settle there. Therefore, the industrial region are densely populated. The northeastern part of the USA and Western Europe are good example. Transport facilities. A good transport network is essential for all sort of economic activities. Hence, regions like the plains, coastal areas that have good connectivity and densely populated. Urbanization. Urban areas generally have a better infra,
Infrastructure.
infrastructure than the rural area. People from villages migrate to cities in search of jobs, better education, and medical facilities, and higher standard of living as well. Thus, the big cities of towns have very high density of population. Government policies sometimes. Government policies or political situations cause people to migrate from one place to another and thus influence the population distribution. Setting up of new industrial township is in high in high in high no what we say hitretro barren region or the inf or in the or the influx of a migrant population in India after independence in 1947 are good examples. Global distribution of population. Population is not uniformly distributed.
Wait, Tanishka, wait. See, this I hope these two topics are clear and understood to everyone.
Yes, ma'am.
Are these topics clear and understood to each one of you? That the factors which affect the distribution of population class?
Ma'am, some lines are looking like we have learned this before.
Huh. Actually, class 7th also you must have read about this. Class 6th also, right?
Yes,
In
ma'am.
your primary classes 3, 4, 5. Maybe during that time you people have read about this. And
Like ma'am, this one industry. I mean, like ma'am, this urbanization and
yes,
living high standard of living, and this we have learned before.
yes, all these things you have read before also. See, every class something or the other is added to what you have learned earlier, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, see, these factors are very important factors. Now, when we talk about the global distribution of population, we have seen that throughout in the world. See, if you look at this map, can you all see this map?
Yes, ma'am.
You can easily make out the places where the population concentration is more and where the population concentration is less. Can you all see this?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now tell me, even if we talk about India, we have come across several factors. We also know that those places where the availability of each and every resource is there the population concentration is more, and those places where it is less, there the concentration is very low. If we talk about desert region, Rajasthan, you will always find less population there, right?
Yes,
Right?
ma'am.
Right? And those places where the facilities are not available, like the desert region, the cold desert and the hot desert regions, if you see the population concentration is very less over there, right? Because of the harsh living conditions that they had. So even in the world also, all those places where the survival is difficult, the concentration of population is very less, right? From the map, you can easily make out that most of the population that we have, the higher population percentage is near the river valleys or the plains, right? Right, class?
Yes, ma'am.
See, when we talk of the global distribution of population, we categorize them into 3 categories. One is densely populated, then moderately populated, and then sparsely populated. Sparsely populated, right? You know what is densely populated areas? Yes, Dhruv, do you know what is densely populated areas?
Ma'am, if how many people are in 1 square kilometer area, and if they are more than its density.
Density of population means the number of people living per square kilometer, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So the concentration of population is more in the northern plains if we compare to our country. If we look into the data of our country, we will find that more concentration of population is in the northern plains of the country, whereas the other part of the country that we have, there the population is segregation is there, segregatedly populated, sparsely populated, we can say, right?
Ma'am.
Right? Then moderately populated regions, अब ये वो regions होते हैं जो कि densely और sparsely populated regions के बीच में पाए जाते हैं. यहाँ they are concentrated over the densely and the sparsely populated region, उनके बीच में मिलते हैं. अब इन areas में moderate population इसलिए होती है because these areas are not very fertile regions, but because they are either the industrial areas, that is why the population concentration is more in these areas. I hope I am clear.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Then whatever the existing infrastructure they have over here, that infrastructure has seen, development, growth. That is why the concentration of population is moderate over here. Now talking about the sparsely populated areas. Sparsely populated areas or the regions are those regions where the extremes of the climates are experienced, or those areas where development is almost nil or zero. No development is there, right? Right, class?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Right. Up till here, I hope it is clear to each and every one of you.
Yes, ma'am.
Let us read from the global distribution of population. Can we have Mayank Yadav reading?
Yes, ma'am.
हाँ जी पढ़िए मैम.
Global distribution of population. Population is not uniformly distributed over the world. Asia is the most populated continent in the world, followed by Europe. About 70% of the world population is concentrated in these two continents. The number of people living in 1 square kilometer is called the density of population. The average density of population in the world is 45% per square kilometer. According to the density of population, the world can be broadly divided into three regions: densely populated, moderately populated, and sparsely populated. Densely populated regions. There are four regions of high population density in the world. They are Eastern Asia, South and Southeast Asia, Western and Central Europe, and East Central North America. These regions have level land, fertile soils, favorable climatic conditions, and good transport network. They are agriculturally developed and also have many large industries and cities. Moderately yes, ma'am.
Read, carry on beta, carry on.
Yes, ma'am. Moderately populated region. These regions do not exist in the continuous belt. They are mostly found between the densely and sparsely populated regions. Central USA, Central America, coastal areas of South America, Western and Northern Africa, South Africa, Southern Russia,
Southern Russia
and Eastern Europe, Central China, Deccan Plateau in India, and Southeast Australia have medium population density. These regions have experienced improvement in the existing infrastructure, development of mining, industrialization, and urbanization. Sparsely populated regions. There are four regions in low population density in the world. They are thickly forested equatorial regions like the Amazon and the Congo basins, the ice-capped polar regions of Antarctica and the tundra, the rugged high mountain region of the Himalayas, Alps, Rockies, and Andes, and the hot and cold deserts like Sahara, Kalahari, West Australian, Atacama, Gobi, and Tibet. In this region, the harsh climate conditions and the inhospitable terrain are not suitable for human habitation.
Right. Okay. Up till here, all clear and understood to each one of you?
Yes, ma'am.
Fine. Rest of the topics we will do tomorrow. Less than 1 minute is left for the meeting to get over. Kindly read it again and let me know that what you have not understood. Right, class?
Yes, ma'am.
Fine.
Yes, ma'am.
So see you. Acha, and tell me how much of your written work is complete in the notebooks?
Ma'am, only my Gandhi chapter is not completed because I have not